Hunting the Shadows. Hunting the Shadows. Hello and welcome to another edition of Hunting the Shadows. Let me read this and get it out of the way right quick. Copyright disclaimer and program statement. Notice Hunting the Shadows podcast and Hunting the Shadows YouTube channel, Denway Car Productions, may use some copyrighted materials without specific authorization of the owner, but contents used herein falls under the fair use copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, research, parody, and conjecture. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that otherwise might be infringing. Nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Furthermore, we would also like to state that the contents and discussion of subject matters opened in this podcast are based in part on theory and conjecture and are not necessarily the opinion and viewpoint of the producers and may not be the only answers to the subjects we may examine. Good evening. Just my smiling face here. Welcome and come on into the grotto. It's wide open tonight. It's a cool fall, autumn night out there. And we're looking forward to my favorite time of the year, actually, fall. And we're going to have a very interesting program tonight. I think you're going to like it. We're going to go deep into some really strange stuff here. All right. And let me get my comments going here and see what people have got to say. Hello, Aussie Sue, Midwest Night Watchers, Shiro. Hello, everybody out there. Come on in and let's get ready. We're going to have an interesting show tonight. The title of this show, this is episode 9. The title of this show is The Devil Jinx. Evil has a brand new bag of tricks. Okay, and we're going to be talking about that tonight. You know, the shadows in this world are gathering closer around us, more so than we have ever seen them before in our life and times. So there's a change coming, a definite change coming. And we need to talk about that and think about it and get it out in the open. Dwell upon it because it is our future, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Definitely, our future is here and now. Okay, it's already arrived. Okay, it's not in some far-flung years down the line somewhere. Our future is already here with us, and it is not a bright, rosy future. I'm afraid, definitely not. So we're going to be out. We're going to be talking about that tonight, and also, I'll get this guy's picture up for you. Let me look at this happy-go-lucky guy right here. If I can find him. Take a look at this. Is that not evil in person out there? You know what I'm saying? Take a look at that. That is evil. Definitely. I had to throw him up there. That's a definite bad looking dude there. But that kind of has the face of evil. You know what I'm saying? And uh, the interesting thing about that, and I did a show with my good friend Jessica Jones today. We talked a little bit about this, human clones and robots and all. We're going to go over a little bit of that tonight, but not as much, because I've already talked about that some today. But we're going to get even deeper than that, okay? So you might want to pull up a good easy chair and get ready, because we're going to get into a very interesting discussion tonight. And the fact is that a lot of things are changing very quickly for us, and I'm going to talk about that tonight, definitely. Make a couple of announcements first. Um, First of all, I was going to let you know that there's definitely going to be a Midnight Road Excursions into the Unknown, okay? It's going into production next month. I hope to have it out before the end of next month. The first episode in the can there, okay? So be watching for that. The Midnight Road Excursions into the Unknown. I think you're going to like it. And it's going to be short, so it's something you don't have to plan ahead, and work out a couple of hours and all that. Because they're going to be shorts. They're going to be 10, 15 minutes at the most. And that's going to be it, okay? So, but they will be on my YouTube channel. So if you should happen to miss one, you can go back and watch it. So these are going to be pre-recorded, okay? So they're not live. Actually, these are going to be pre-recorded, and so you can watch them at your leisure, okay? All right. Just going to let you know about that, and also next week is going to be a very good show too on Hunting the Shadows. I'll be talking about that towards the end of the broadcast. You don't want to miss it either. Definitely, we're going to get in some very unusual stuff there. And also, I'm going to make this announcement that next month too, I will begin booking some guests for the show here. Okay, so you won't have to listen to me drone on and on and on. There you go. Okay. So let me get back to comments here. There's Christine. How's you doing? And Patty. All right, Alan. All right, come on in, folks. We're going to have an interesting show tonight. Yeah, anybody can look evil, and your evil can show up on you sometimes. But we all have our own kind of image of what is truly evil to us. An image that is very much like beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What you might think is beautiful, I might not think so. I think evil is kind of that way too. That's the interesting thing about evil. But evil is what affects you. It doesn't matter what it looks like or whatever. I mean, that's the image of it. And the image can fool you. Satan himself appears as an angel of light. Okay, don't ever forget that. And that's definitely not what he truly is. Okay, evil can fool you. That's the bad thing about evil. It can pull the wool over your eyes if you're not careful. Definitely, AC Duke. Um, Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. Evil affects you in a bad way. It either hurts someone or destroys something, or it takes away chances, just messes up things, causes turmoil, chaos. That's evil, okay? And evil is not that hard to understand. The concept of it, whatever our own personal moral system is. If something like if I come up and cut you on the arm, that's evil. Okay, that's nothing. That's not good. That's evil. I'm assaulting you too, by the way. That's illegal. But that's not good. If somebody lays a hand on you, don't take that. That's evil. That's bad. You don't have to put up with that stuff, and the law is backing you up on that too. By the way, okay. When you put your hands on somebody, that makes it a whole different ball game for sure. When I was in law enforcement, we were told to stand there and take it, no matter what they call you, no matter what they say about you, as long as they don't lay a hand on you. But once they lay a hand on you, then the whole game's off. Okay, that's just the way that goes. And I think evil is kind of that way too. And we tend to kind of overlook evil when it's somebody else's problem. But when it becomes our problem, it becomes more paramount. No, that's human, though. That's just being human, in that respect. But we shouldn't do that. There's a very famous saying that the only thing evil needs is for good men to be quiet. And that is very true. We need to speak up against evil wherever we find it. Evil can be detrimental to everybody, not just us. If we, it can affect everybody. Look at a terrorist bomb. That's evil. I've seen the output and the outcome of these things. I mean, the little children and all that involved. This is pure out evil, folks. Okay, there's no doubt about it. There's no moral ambiguity and bigotry about it. That's it. It is evil. But let's talk about another kind of evil, and that's the kind of the government kind of gets behind, and that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit here tonight. Definitely. Let me say this at the outset: what we're going to the new bag of tricks that evil has is what we're concerned with tonight. Okay, I'm not going to get into the moral aspects of it, but yes, sir, Alan. I was in law enforcement for a few years. The thing about this is evil has learned some things over the years. Okay, evil is a transcending thing. It can change itself chameleon-like to whatever it needs to do, because that's just the way it is. That's just the way it operates. And those now, I'm not going to say this. Everybody in the government's not evil. There's some good-hearted people working in government, but unfortunately, I think there's not that many of them. Okay, there's more of the people who are in it for other purposes other than good. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but here's the thing I'm going to talk about tonight: our technology. Okay. Our technology has become our greatest strength, and yet our also greatest weakness. Okay, it is a very viral weakness, and these forces of darkness, evil, shadows, whatever you want to call them, whatever name you want to give them, they operate best with that kind of thing, looking for the weaknesses that we have. That's what they look for. Whether they be personal, on a personal basis, kind of a weakness, whatever your weakness is, if it's gambling or alcohol use or whatever the case may be, whatever your weakness is, evil will go for it like a bird dog to quail. Okay, it will go for it definitely, because that's an opportunity, a golden opportunity. As I said on Jessica's show today, there are certain forces in this world that utilize things because they're not going to pass up. They're not going to pass up a golden opportunity. Okay, no, not without a doubt. And that's the way the government is in certain aspects of the government. And the government runs our technology. Okay, think about this a moment. Not only is science involved in technology, not only are corporations involved in technology, not only are media involved in technology, but the government is involved in technology. Take a look at the Russian-Ukraine war. Look, that war is being fought mainly with robots, with technology, drone technology. A lot of it now, not all of it, but a lot of it is. More so than I've ever seen any war fought with this kind of technology. Technology is our strength, but yet it is also our weakness. And the forces of darkness know this, okay, without a doubt. And they're going to utilize this. And how are they going to utilize this? Because we've talked about this before. They want to control things. That's their main goal. Divide and conquer and control. That's the way you operate. Alexander the Great could tell you that if he were here alive today. He would tell you that's the way to do it. But that's the logical way. Evil is not stupid. Let's draw a line on that. Evil is not stupid. It's very, very smart. These evil forces, these dark forces, they're going to do what's the smart, the things that work. They know what works, okay, and they're going to do that. They're going to use that, utilize it. So, hey Judy, how you doing? They know without a doubt that they can use these things against us, and that's what you better look for in your future. This technology is going to be turned against you. Our technology. I'm not talking just about AI. and about robotics or cloning or any other thing. This dark science that I've talked about so much about, and I'm writing a book about it, The God Game. This dark science, this new age alchemy, it's going to be turned against your very soul, to use against you. This is their greatest weapon they've ever had. And of course, like I said, they're not going to pass that up. They're not going to fail to use it. They're going to use it big time. And I've said this before, being a student of demonology, it is no doubt at all that AI has already been infected by the demonic. There's no doubt about it, because everything else is in this world, science, everything, the schools, even the churches, have been infected with the demonic. It is like a spiritual cancer on this planet. Okay, you've got to think about it in those terms, as you know. You've got to think about it in those terms. It is a spiritual cancer that's eating this world up. Cell by cell, person by person, situation by situation. It moves forward constantly against us. Okay, not for us. It's never for us. It's never to help anybody at all. It's the power to their own ends. And that's why they want and seek so much this control, because that's where it begins, the control. Okay, it's just like cattle. What good is your cows if you can't get them out of the field when you need to, or milk them when you need to, or kill them for beef, or whatever the situation may be? You can't put them in the pens where they need to be. What good are they? So you've got to control your commodity, whatever it may be. That includes, my friends, technology. And they have got a control over our technology that we don't ever talk about it that much. They have controlled our technology to the point where they own it, lock, stock, and barrel. Okay, definitely. Look at some of the things this current administration is doing. Wanting to outlaw air conditioners and gas stoves and all this other stuff. They want to take your gas cars away from you, your automobiles. They want you to have electric. They are going to control your technological destiny. That's what it's all about. They're going to control your technological destiny. That includes robotics. That includes AI. That includes every bit of the science, dark and otherwise, that they're going to use. They're going to utilize these things, not for you, but against you. Not only just for control. It's not just about the control, but to have power over every aspect of your lives. And you got to understand that. That's how insidious this is, how deep and how far it goes is mind-boggling. You know, people talk about conspiracy theories. You can talk about those all day long. You can say this, you can say that. It's easy. I can sit down and make up a half a dozen conspiracy theories for you right quick if I wanted to, if I really wanted to. And that doesn't make them true, though, does it? But think about this for just a moment. If 10% of what I'm talking about tonight is true, we're in deep, deep, deep trouble. Okay? We're in deep, deep trouble, because if just 1/10 of this is true, and I think it's a whole lot more than 1/10, we're in bad trouble, because they are in the position of absolute power over us. Okay? We've got to remember that. It's just like recently, the governor of a state I won't name came out and said, I'll just declare law and take your guns away from you. Don't ever let them take your guns, folks, because if they ever do that, they've got you completely. You have a God-given right to defend yourself and your loved ones. That is a God-given right to defend yourself, no matter how you do it, whether it be with a gun or an axe or shovel, I don't know, whatever it is, you still have the right to defend yourself. But when they take that right away from you, what rights have you got left? That's your main right to defend yourself. So we've got to understand that these fundamental rights we have are God-given. It's not the government doesn't give you these rights. Hold on a minute. Think about this a moment. The government, no government on this planet gives you rights. Your creator gave you rights. Okay, you have certain rights that you are bound to have, no matter what. Not governments will give them to you and all that. No, that's not what the governments are for. Governments are supposed to ensure your rights are kept safe, but they're not the ones that give you those. Those are your God-given rights, okay? And one of them is to defend yourself. The pursuit of happiness is another, okay? Whatever the case may be, go back and look at the Declaration of Independence and some of these other, and the Magna Carta, some of these other things that came out with the rights. All they did was clarify the fact that you have certain rights given to you from the beginning, and they're not the providence of government. Okay, you got to remember that. So anyway, getting back to what I'm saying, let's talk about this technology a little bit. What's going down with some of this technology? Okay, here's the way for technology to control you completely. Listen very carefully what I'm about to say. To use this technology correctly, they have to make you part of the technology. Think about it, okay? They've got to assimilate you into this technology. Okay? I'll tell you why our Constitution is being ignored, because they don't like it, Christine. They hate the Constitution. They are not the defenders. I took an oath a long time ago to defend that Constitution, and I still hold that oath dear. But they are enemies of freedom and truth, okay? Don't ever forget that. But anyway, getting back to what I'm saying, that technology that they want to control you, you're going to become part of that technology. Let's look at the ways you can become part of that technology. I talked today about Neurolinks. A Neuralink is simply a microchip in your brain, okay? And it can do many, many different things. It can control you completely. It can control the way you walk, talk, think, look, even for that matter. It can do a lot of different things to you, these Neuralinks. But also, they can inject you with the nanotechnology, nanotechnological particles that can go inside of you just by with a syringe now, okay? They can go inside of you and do certain things. They're like little machines, little tiny microscopic machines. And they can attach to your cells or organs in your body, such as your brain, and do things, okay, and manipulate things the way they want them to be. They can also put certain chemicals inside of you, whether they put it with a syringe or the next steak that you eat, or the next piece of chicken that you consume, or the next bowl of soup that you eat. They can put these certain metals and chemicals inside of you that will react with this nanotechnology, okay? They can make you, now listen to this, they can make you a living antenna. They can put you in part of what will be the next revolution of 6G technology. You will be part of that technology. Probably. That's the way they're looking at it now. You will actually be part of that technology. So, instead of carrying a phone around with you, you won't need this anymore. The phone will be in you. You can look at your screen in your hand. You can talk to people through this. These microchips that will be in you. This nanotechnology that will already be in you. Okay? Now, hey, spirituality. Anyway, you will be part of this technology. That's what they want. They want this technology to assimilate you, because then they can have absolute control over you. Now, this Sunday night on Demonology Today, I'm going to be talking about your money, your finances, your financial future is not your own. Okay? I'm not going to get into that tonight, but this is going to be part of the technology. Okay? You're not going to have real money anymore, folks. And it doesn't matter if you say, oh, I got some gold and silver. Say, that's not going to help you a bit, because they won't take it. The money will be obsolete. Your money will be here in your hand whenever you want it. Just like it is now with certain cards that we have. You can walk up and just tap the thing and pay for your McDonald's meal or whatever the case may be. You're talking about now. You won't have to worry about the card anymore. Here's what they're going to tell you, okay? What a great new world we're opening up for you technological wise. You won't ever have to worry about carrying your wallet again. Your ID will be right here. You won't ever have to worry about money again. It'll be right here. You won't have to. We'll even fix it where you don't even have to have a key. You you can crank your electric car with your hand. All you gotta do is touch it because it'll know you. It'll know your face. It'll read your eye, your retina. It'll know you because you're part of the technology. See what I'm getting at here? And what's the most dangerous part of this? Like I said before, our weakness is we have become dependent upon this technology. It was once our strength, but no longer. It's not a good thing anymore. Although some of these neural links that may help people walk again, see or hear or talk again, it's a wonderful thing, okay? And that I'm all for that. Don't think I'm trying to badmouth AI and all that because of that. But I know what's behind AI. What's going to utilize the opportunity of AI and this technology I'm talking to you about tonight. And those are not good actors back there, okay, folks? They're not good forces that have your future in mind. They are going to make you part of the technology. That's the big thing about this. And here's one more thing that you got to think about. When you become part of the technology, you will lose your humanity. Okay? Where does the line get drawn that you're no longer as human as more of the machine? You lose your human identity to a certain extent. Dennis will not be Dennis anymore. He'll be number 327 or something. You already are that way with a social security number, by the way. You have that number from birth until death. Okay, don't forget that. You already are being assimilated without your knowledge. You go to your jobs 9 to 5 and work just to give the government most all of your earnings. You are a slave to the system already, okay? But what if the system absorbs you and takes you in even deeper? You have no way to get out of it. Right now we have a chance to escape to freedom. We could go to the mountains and live naturally if we wanted to. If that was what we decided to do, we have that opportunity. We can go and head for the woods and never look back, never see another phone again, nothing. We could forsake all that and live like our ancestors did thousands of years ago. But how many people is going to do that? Because they are slaves to the system. They are becoming slowly part of the technology. That's what these forces want, okay? They want you dependent upon them for your lights and your water and your food, for every aspect of your life. You are now a slave. Although you can't see those chains, they're just as real, more real than physical chains because you can't break them. They don't want you to be able to break them. They don't want you to have freedom because freedom means truth, and truth means freedom. And they are the enemies of truth and freedom. Don't ever forget that. Your enemies, your true enemies, whoever they may be, whatever color, race, creed, whatever government, and these are not just this government, I'm talking about the governments of the world, okay? They're all in on this, okay? It's not just one government. They're all in on it, no matter where you're at. You can believe that. But just remember this. They are going to put you right where they want you. That's their job. They're bad actors. This is what they do. They control and manipulate so that you are a commodity. We are cattle to them. Okay? We're the ones that give them the money, the part that we work for them to give them money so they can spend it. Think about that now. Okay? Don't forget that. That's the system. Okay? Pure and simple. We work to give them the taxes so they can take the money and spend it on what they want. And that's just more of manipulation of us, more control over us and our society and every aspect of it. That's what they're spending that money on. Okay? They are like a drug addict. Okay? You got to remember this. People who have power are power addicts. The more they get, the more they want. And it never stops. Okay? And they keep wanting more and more and more and more. And they take more and more and more away from you. That's the way they work. Okay? That's the way this whole ball game is played. That's the way evil likes it. Okay? And now their greatest weapon has been put in their hands by mankind, our technology. And we are slaves to it. We're the children of our technology. Okay? Once upon a time, we could have left that technology behind, but no more. We're now used to it with our lights and our food and our water and every aspect of our lives, our jobs, everything that gives us our so-called, I put quotation marks, freedom around it is what they want to control with the technology. And as soon as you become, hey, red pill preacher, as soon as you become part of that technology, as soon as you become and you are becoming slowly assimilating. Well, I don't walk up one day and say, "Bam, you're part of it." It always goes slowly, little bit by little bit, until all of a sudden, like you're in quicksand. That's it. You're in the middle, and you're going down. That's the way it goes. And that's the way it works. That's true. Slavery never ended. They just changed the chain from iron to economical. The chains are still there. Everybody's been somebody's slave at one time or another in history, okay? Nobody has a moratorium on slavery. Nobody. I don't care who you are. Because everybody's been one slave of another race or nation at one time or another. Okay? That goes without saying. If you're a true student of history, you know that. Okay? Um, the whole thing is though, slavery will be with us until the end. Okay? We are slaves of one kind or another. We are born into slavery. We die in slavery. Only they're going to make this slavery irrevocable. They're going to make it completely unending because it is to their advantage, not yours. Okay? You've always got to remember that's the way they work. And when they assimilate us, when they make us into this technology, that's my good friend, the Cryptid Huntress. Good evening, dear. When they make us part of the technology, they're going to have us right where they want us, without a doubt, every aspect of us. And when they get a hold of your money, your food, everything, they're going to have you right exactly where they want you. Right now, you have a little measure of freedom in some things, but not a whole lot. But eventually, you will have none at all because that's the way they want the system to be. And what happens when we become part of that technology? We lose our souls. We lose our humanity and our empathy for others. We become just another cog in their machine. That's a bad way to go down. That's a bad destiny for mankind. Think about it. That's a bad way to end up. And that is not a good future. But that future, folks, is here and now. It's not coming. It's not down the road a few miles down. No, no, no. It's here and now, right in front of us. We see it very slowly beginning to assimilate us, little by little by little, working day after day after day. It's gonna get us. It's gonna get the job done if we're not careful. So, how in the world, Dennis, can we fight against this? It's gonna be a hard fight, folks. Okay, I'm not gonna paint this as a rosy picture for you. It's not going to be a good thing, okay? It may lead to warfare. I'm not going to say I'm not going to try to be a prophet here tonight. It may lead to warfare. It may lead to civil war, but I doubt it very much because there's too much control over us now, okay? Think about it. But the only thing that is keeping you right now off of that edge that they want to push you over are some of your basic fundamental rights in the Constitution. But once they erode those, folks, once they do what they want to your rights, then they're going to have you right where they want you, right in their palm of their hand. And then there will be no escape from that, okay? You got to remember that. And that's what you got to watch for. So stand up for your rights. They are your rights. They are your God-given heritage, okay, that every human being has on this planet, okay? They are your rights. Don't let anyone take them away from you. Don't let anyone step on your rights. Stand up for your right, whatever it may be, whether it's for you or for your child or for grandchildren, whatever the situation is. Stand up for those rights, however fundamentally small they may be. Because that, my friends, is all you've got left to hold on to. That, and of course, your faith. Because this darkness, these dark shadows I talked about, are closing in around us. A little more every day, a little bit more, a little bit more. Till finally, they will surround us completely. And here's the bad part, we will become part of the shadows. We don't want that to happen. Definitely not. So that's what I'm going to talking about tonight. Definitely with this, and we've got to remember the this has been talked about too. Red Pill, the beast, the 666. He is going to control the system. Okay, definitely without a doubt. And there will be men who come up, who rise up, and we've seen shadows. We've seen shadows of this Antichrist, whatever name you want to give him, son of the devil, or whatever name you want to give him. We've seen shadows of this back through history. Napoleon, Hitler, Caesar, a lot of these I can name, some even smaller than that. Benito Mussolini was one of them. They were the shadows of this person that's coming to control the what? The world system, okay? And you know, when the Bible talks about the end of the world, everybody says that, the end of the world, the end of the world, the end of the world. We're not talking about blowing this planet up. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about suddenly one day the earth is tilted and falls into the sun or whatever. We're not talking about that. The end of the world we're talking about is the end of the world system. You got to remember, you're living in this world, but you, no matter what you say, I don't want to hear your argument because it's not going to hold water. You are part of the system already, okay? But what I'm warning about tonight, what I'm talking about tonight, is when you become part of the technology of that system. And these Neuralinks that I talked about, this nanotechnology, there are other things, these chemicals that they put in your body. There's one thing, and I talked about this on Demonology today. Now, I think it's been proved to be a hoax, but about, going into Walmart and taking a pack of meat and a magnet would stick to it. I'm going to have to try that out myself. I got to try it myself, but I hear it's a hoax. But anyway, there are things in that meat. There are things in your food. They're not supposed to be there. No matter what they may be, whether they activate a magnet or what, or set your EMF detector off or whatever the case. There are things already in your food, in your water, in your air that can precipitate technology, okay? They can make you part of this technology I'm talking about, that's making you a part of the machine. Forget about the ghost in the machine, and there's already a ghost in the machine. It's a demonic ghost spirit, okay? Well, we're talking about now humans in the machine, okay? That's the human factor that's going to be in this machine of the world. And when you become part of that system, you will lose your humanity. You will, in essence, sell your soul just to live, just to survive. And that's not good, folks, okay? Because of all things in the existence of this universe, okay? Don't ever forget what I'm about to tell you. Of all the things in existence in this universe, your soul should be your own, nobody else's. Okay, that's yours. That's your soul. That's you. Don't lose it under any circumstances. Don't give it away under any circumstances. Don't trade it away for anything, because that's all you've got in the end. That's the absolute eternal part of you. Without a doubt, your soul will go on forever somewhere after you lay this meat jacket down, after you die, and you will die one day. We're all here, as the book says, in the midst of life, we are in death. Okay? We're all going to die one day, but there is an eternal part of us. I believe this without doubt. I've been in the paranormal long enough to know that there is something beyond this life. Without a doubt in my mind, I know that, and I've seen the proof and evidence of it. Okay? Take my word for it. Investigate it yourself, too. Okay? But there is something beyond this, and one part of you that's going to live eternal somewhere. Some people believe in this. This is their religious thing, okay? This is the religious concept, but it goes far beyond even religion. This is your existence we're talking about, your creator made existence. You will go on somewhere forever in whatever form of energy, whatever thing it may be. I don't know. The jury's still out on a lot of that. But I'm just saying that is the most important part of what you possess is your soul. Because without your soul, you are nothing. You're nothing. That's it. Let's read some of the comments here. The only ones that have had the COVID shot. Okay, see, that's supposed to say that. No, that's the C word. Aside from all the awful side effects, imagine the millions of dead from it. Okay, yeah, that's true. No, some people believe the world ended and we are just bouncing in. Well, that's a possibility. You never know. But no, I don't. I think when the world actually ends, that hole, we're gonna know it without a doubt, for sure. Aside from all else, let's see what we got there. Well, no deep down, that's reality. That's true, Alan. We can't deny this truth. And like I said, these guys are enemies of freedom and truth. You know, freedom and truth, you really can't have one without the other. They're both, you know, co-inhabitors. You can't have the truth without freedom and freedom without truth. But they're both very important to each other. They're married or whatever you might say. They have a relationship, definitely a very strong relationship. But it's not just about epidemics and all this stuff. It's going to be on that. And they may have some more of those too. Okay, it would not surprise me a bit. Okay, it's going to be something. Always going to be something, no matter what. They're going to come up with ways to manipulate, ways to control, get you to do exactly what they want to. Now, today on Jessica's show, I talked about the Chinese plan to give every elderly person in China, and there'll be like around, I think, 300 million, something like that, over the age of 60. They're going to give every one of them a robot that will help them get into bed or in the bathtub and all that. Look how many robots will be manufactured. And this is not science fiction. This is the plan. They're going to do this. They're already gearing up to manufacture these robots. Okay, but the robotics is just part of this plan, folks. AI is just part of it. They're all pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that we're putting together here tonight. This technological monster that they've created is going to eat us all up if we're not careful, because that's what it's going to do. That's what monsters do when you create them. They turn on you. They turn on you and they become your worst nightmare. And that's what we're going to wake up to. Just like putting the sunglasses on and they live and you see what's really going on. We're going to wake up to the nightmare one day and it's going to be too late, because by then we will have been assimilated. We will be part of the technology and we won't be able to get out of it. Okay, because they're going to have you exactly. And the only way out of, listen to this now, the only way out of this technology is to die. That's the only way out. I don't know if they'll make you into soil and green crackers after that or whatever the case may be. And somebody's got to come up with some food somewhere, right? But the only way out is going to be death. And the only way you can manufacture that is to sell your soul to exist in it. That's not good. That's not good. If you want to live, you got to sell your soul. If you want out, you got to die. What kind of choice is that? No, it's no choice at all, really, when you look at it that way. Definitely. So anyway, we've got to understand that is what that's where our future lies. Our future is here and now, and that's what's coming down the line. We are going to be assimilated by this technology. But here's the bad thing. We could take this technology and make life pleasant and good for people. We could take that technology and help people, give everybody enough to eat, give everybody longer lives and happiness. We could take that, but do you see that happening? I ask you that question tonight. Do you see that happening? I don't. I'm afraid not. I wish you would. That would be my fondest wish, is for that to happen. But mankind, is never going to create utopia on this planet. No, no, no. That the destiny of this world is already written, and that destiny belongs to our Creator, not us. That destiny's been written by Him, and He knows He will be the one that steps in to fulfill that true destiny for us. Okay, it's not going to be us. We're not going to stop it. Okay, and what I'm talking about tonight, and I'm not trying to paint all this with a broad black brush, black paint, and make it look bad and awful. But I don't want to sugarcoat it for you either, because I would be doing you an injustice if I did. Okay, I'm trying to tell you what the truth will be on him, and you got to take it for what it is. Okay, try not to deny it, but understand it, but investigate it and look into it for yourself. You'll see the shadows that I've seen. You'll see what's in those shadows and what they have in store for us. It's not good at all. No, no, no. It may be the worst nightmare that mankind has ever faced. The end of the world. Definitely. But that's my show tonight. And I'm going to see if you got any comments now, any questions. Start hitting me up here. It's been, I'm way behind on a lot of this stuff here. Let's see. Okay, Derek, that's good. I hope they show up. Selena, let's see here. Overbuilt Automotives. I hope so. You know, I think our pets will be definitely in heaven without doubt. Well, that wouldn't be heaven without our pets. Definitely think about it. I have one poor little fellow that's got one foot sort of in heaven now, and he's not having a good time getting there. So hopefully, definitely without doubt, when we get there, we'll have not only our lost relatives, people we've lost, but our pets will be there. That would be heaven, okay? No matter which way you look at it. Absolutely. And I'll have to do a show one night on heaven, because there's a lot that can be talked about with that concept of heaven. Look at the breakfast cereals. All of them have pretty much have been bioengineered food inside. I'm just saying that because that's a common thing. People, oh yeah, that's true. Look at cornflakes. Okay, it's probably I doubt it has any kind of corn in it at all. It may have a little bit. It got that simulated corn flavoring. Um, but that's true. You know, the things that they're feeding us, the things that we're breathing, drinking, and all of this. You know, I talked about that Walmart water that won't freeze. What's going on with that? You know, water freezes, right? Well, what's going on with that? What's in this water that's keeping it from freezing? You can try this experiment. This is the Walmart brand water. And they say that you can put it in the freezer, and some of it, not all of it, will freeze, and some of it won't. Well, you know, in my book, water in ice in the freezer should freeze, no matter what. But there's some weird stuff going on out there, and that's why I say stand up for your rights. Don't be blind. Watch this stuff. Look out for it. You have been warned, not just by me, but other people have warned you. You know, definitely take heed of the warning, okay, and watch what's going on. Absolutely. Thank you, Shira. Um, that's why I got my reading glasses on. I'm going to read your comments. Um, we would all be better off going completely off grid, growing our own food like they've done for centuries without the government supporting it. Absolutely. But even, now listen to this. Listen to this. Even some of the seeds that you buy now has been treated chemically. So, you know, you've got to go back completely 100% natural. You can't take what is being sold. You see what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff that's being sold, they don't care what it puts out. What, do we know what kind of hormones they're shooting up in the chickens and the cattle and the hogs and all the rest of this stuff? We don't know what they're putting in these. Just like, you know, they come out today, aspartame will probably affect you in the future by destroying your memory. Think about that a moment. Okay? That's aspartame. I'm probably drinking some of it right now. I hope not. Anyway, we don't know what all they're putting in. And like these chemtrails in the sky, what's all that about? Somebody has theorized that that is actually one of the reasons for global warming. The chemtrails are messing around with the atmosphere. That's a possibility. That wouldn't surprise me a bit. That's true, Nighthawk. We got to go back to the way our ancestors originally lived. If you want to go back truly natural, But here's one bad thing you're going to think about. When the rain falls on those crops, there are chemicals in that rain. When the seeds sprout in that earth, there's chemicals already in that earth. You're going to have to go somewhere where this don't happen. Okay, because it's not only is chemicals in things that we eat, they're in our clothes, they're in the very air around us. Who else is called the prince of the power of the air? Think about that a moment. Okay, the very air around us is polluted and saturated. And we've talked about DEWs before, the direct energy weapons. Don't ever forget, and I forgot to mention this on Jessica's show this morning today. Don't ever forget, some of those DEWs are sound. Sound is a great weapon, okay? And it can go into your body and manipulate the chemicals already in your body to do things to you. Okay, they can do this, folks. This is not science fiction. They can manipulate those chemicals and create a chemical imbalance in your body that can drive you insane or kill you. Just with sound, with vibration. Think about it. Vibrations. And you know what Nikola Tesla said about vibrations and frequencies? That's the secrets of the universe. Okay? They've already done that. They know. I think, they stole a lot of Tesla's ideas too, by the way. And who knows where they got them. That's why the Nazis went to Antarctica. Antarctica would be probably one of the few pristine places to go. Unfortunately, you can't grow corn in there. Unless you got a hot house. But that's another story. Infrasound. Yes, Steamos. Infrasound is a deadly weapon, and it's been used and utilized. Look at the Caro effect. You've heard of the Caro effect, where they actually made people sick and all that, and some of the embassies overseas. The Russians were up to that, I think. Oh yeah, they've got energy weapons of many different times, not just lasers, but they can change the very molecular system of the air around you. Think about that. It's scary stuff. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's the world we live in today, okay? And that's where we're going with this new age alchemy and this dark science that and then I'm writing a book about that right now called The God Game. They're playing the God game, okay? They want to become gods among men. They're seeking immortality, and they're going to use us to get it, okay? They don't care what they do to get what the guys in power. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, okay? And I doubt if we can stop them, okay? But that's what they're up to. At least we need to know what their plans are and what future they have in store for us. At least we'll be one leg up in the saddle, as John Wayne used to say, if we know what's going on, okay? And we put those glasses on and see what's really going on in this world around us and understand what we face. We will be then forearmed against our enemy, okay? And it's always good to be forearmed. That means you're ready, Omnia, in Omnia Peritus. Ready for anything, okay? And that's where we've got to be. That's where we've definitely got to be. I think a lot of that happened in Maui and places like that. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of these places in the world that are test areas. Okay, we talked a little bit about this on Jessica's show today. There are test areas out there. There are experiments that they're working on. They try out different things and all that. I can tell you without a doubt that they have probably put robots. AI is in our society already being tested out, and it's learning from us. They're going to the ones you need to learn from. 55 plus years ago when I got into the paranormal, I went to the experts to learn how to investigate. That's where you got to go. You got to go to the experts and learn these things from. And you learn the best way to learn is to watch and see how people they do these things. Forensics and all this stuff. I learned a lot, and I understood how to apply this to things that I needed to apply it to. And that's what these things will do. They're smart. They're smarter and thinking faster than us. Think about that a minute. So they're going to assimilate and learn from us very quickly. That is the perfect testing and teaching ground for AI and robotics and clones, as the case may be. Clones need to learn too to become more human acting. So they would definitely be on testing grounds. And what are we? Our lives are but testing grounds for some aspects of this government. Okay, don't forget that. It's very important. But let's check out a few more things before I head on out here. Tales from the dark side. Alright. Yeah, 2017 until now was a cycle which a new one has begun. These do run in cycles. And because these cycles are ever increasing, because that's the way you scientifically do these things, okay? You got to remember that. The scientific way about it. And they do operate under scientific rules to a certain extent. Yeah, the best way to learn is hands-on, watch. That's how we learn how to talk and do things when we're little children. We listen to our parents and watch what they do, and then we do it ourselves, That's the way you do it. You ever see the little kid's always doing like his dad, he's doing the same thing as dad. He's learning, okay? That's the way human beings work, okay? So anyway, that's our show for tonight. Give you some food for thought. And next week, we're going to get into a very interesting subject, the secret world of dreams. We're going to talk about dreams, okay, and what they mean to us, how they sometimes manipulate us, how they sometimes work in our subconscious, how they are a vital part of our well-being sometimes. Dreams. If you wondered about your dreams and if you have any interesting dreams you want to talk about, you'll have a forum to do it, okay? And the interesting thing about dreams is they're like another dimension. I think they are to a certain extent. But that's what we're going to talk about next week. Dreams. The secret life of dreams. Where does that get us, okay? So I hope you'll tune in for that. And don't forget Demonology Today, Sunday night at 9 o'clock. I'll be talking about your future, financial future. And it ain't good either, okay? We're going to be talking about your financial future, the hand with no money, okay? And we'll be talking about that. We're going to get deep into that. And then look for me on Nighthawks, Saturday and Sunday morning paranormal brew shows at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. And who knows what discussions we'll get into and where our train of thoughts may end up being derailed, okay? You never know. But until then, my friends, stay wise, stay on top of things, okay? Stay informed, and keep the faith, okay? And until we get together again, vaya con Dios.